Today I want to talk about a fundamental misconception that prevents people from getting the most out of both meditation and self-care. Simple things like really being able to remain present and enjoy a bath or a massage or anything like that because you're getting too distracted by your thoughts. And I'm going to offer you 2 specific tips for doing this. And I think this will help you, especially if you are an NTJ or another type that is very focused on productivity and effectiveness and making an impact. And so if you're the type of person who has trouble sitting still for too long and just taking a break because your mind is so active and because you feel like there's so much that you could be doing, right? So the fundamental misconception is that you need to be able to control your thoughts. You need to be able to clear your mind. And that is what is holding you back from really being fully present in the moment. That, you're having trouble just sitting there and enjoying your bath or enjoying your massage or whatever self-care thing you're doing because your thoughts are going crazy. There's too much happening. And so you imagine that the solution is, I have to get good at just pushing those thoughts away, clearing my mind, and then I will be able to chill out. Then I'll be able to relax and enjoy the moment. And that's what self-care means. That's what good meditation means, or good mindfulness, right? And, the truth is that I've been meditating for 14 years. I've been on many long meditation retreats, and certainly there are times when it's possible to kind of clear the mind for some period of time, and that can feel really good. But even really skilled meditators still have thoughts coming in all the time. Even people who are able to really be in the moment and just enjoy going for a walk or getting a massage, whatever it is, they still have thoughts coming in. And so if the goal is not to just clear all the thoughts, then what is it? I would say that the goal is to be able to not control the thoughts, but control the awareness, control the focus, and control how tightly you're focusing. So one way to think about it is that thoughts are going to arise no matter what. No matter what you do, you don't control that. You're not choosing to think thoughts. They're just going to appear in your awareness. And what you do have control over is the thing that is aware of the thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness of your thoughts. Right? And if you don't really believe that, if you have trouble believing that, you can try right now. Just pause the video and try closing your eyes and deciding, I am going to think thoughts, or I'm deciding not to think thoughts, or I am deciding that I am definitely not going to think about this type of thing, right? No matter what, I am not going to think about an elephant right now, right? Obviously, then you're going to think of an elephant. And so that, to me, is proof that you are not in control of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. They are something independent of what you think of as you. They're just this mechanism that's your brain is creating them, and that's distinct from your consciousness, your awareness that is observing that happening. And so the thing that you have control over is not the mechanism that is birthing these thoughts. The thing that you have control over is kind of the video camera that is watching that happen. And so you can imagine it as a flashlight of awareness that you can kind of point at different things. And so you can practice by looking at sensations in your body. And you can try right now, I invite you to try giving yourself a little massage. And again, in a bit, I'm going to get to 2 specific tips, but for now, I'm just kind of doing a general setup. So try just massaging your hand or your arm, just giving yourself some touch. And close your eyes and see if you can really focus on that touch. Try to focus on the pleasure of the sensation. And just move really slowly. And just Notice what that feels like. See if you can really focus on the goodness of it. And imagine that you're taking that flashlight of your awareness and you're turning it to focus on that point of contact, the place where you're feeling that sensation. And what's going to happen is those thoughts in your brain are going to hijack that flashlight like a magnet. They're going to pull it away. Without warning, a thought is just going to appear that's totally irrelevant, a distraction, and you're going to notice your awareness is being drawn toward that, away from the sensation. And your job is to gently redirect the flashlight to point back at the sensation. Because that's the thing that you have control over. You have control over the flashlight, not the thought that appears. So just practice that now. Notice when the thought appears and gently redirect the flashlight. And that's really the skill that you're building when you meditate, is the ability to notice more quickly that the flashlight has been hijacked and be able to redirect it more skillfully. And so now we get to the first tip. So what a lot of people find when they practice this is really annoying. The flashlight gets hijacked so often. It's like every few seconds, or perhaps every second, literally, you're trying to focus on this pleasant sensation, and again, it gets hijacked. That flashlight's flipping away. And oh my God, this is so much work, right? I have to constantly be, oh, there it is, come back, right? That doesn't sound fun at all. So, of course, meditation feels like too much work. It feels like, oh, I suck at this. I'm a crappy meditator. And of course, it feels like you can't fully relax into your bath, or you can't fully appreciate the touch of the massage, because being able to stay fully present on those sensations would require constantly noticing the thought and coming back, right? So my first tip is to really slow things down and imagine almost like you're underwater, and how seaweed or kelp is just kind of like gently swaying underwater, right? It's like slow motion movement. And so imagine that when the flashlight is hijacked, you're bringing it back with that kind of like flowing kelp movement, like it's underwater. So it's kind of allowing the redirecting it to be a little delayed. It's like, okay, oh yeah, I'm noticing. There goes my attention. Yep. Ooh, okay, it's gone. Yep. Here I am. I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about that to-do item. Oh, but now I'm going to gently bring it back to the sensation. Very gentle and slow and soft. So it's very different from saying, damn it, there's the thought again. Come back. Again, come back. Right? That's so tight and angry and frustrated. Instead, it's saying, here we are, underwater. Oh, there it goes. Come on back, attention. Oh, you're gone again. Come on back. And it's easier said than done, of course, but that's the practice of being gentler with yourself. And you might think, well, I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be lazy. I want to be fierce and attentive and efficient, right? But it's kind of like shooting a free throw. If your body's super tense, you're going to miss. But if you take a breath, you relax, then you're going to have a lot more control over the ball. And so skilled meditators are not holding themselves really tense, right? They seem really chill and easygoing and gentle. And that's what we're doing, is we're looking for tension in the body. When we meditate, we're looking like, am I holding anything tightly? Can I just let everything go? Can I soften? And even soften the mind. Oh, there it goes. Come on back. And oh, there's some discomfort in my leg. Okay, can I try to soften that and just be with it? It's kind of the whole process of meditation, is just softening, allowing, gentleness. So that's the first tip. The second tip is a metaphor that I heard from one of my Zen teachers. And it's to imagine that there is a jewel, a beautiful jewel, and it's your job to keep track of it. So imagine you're outside on a busy corner in a city, and there's a beautiful jewel on the sidewalk, and crowds keep passing over it, walking over it, and so you're trying to pay attention to it, and you keep losing sight of it. People keep passing over it. So it's gone for a moment, there it is again, oh, it's gone again, there it is again. And so it's impossible for you to stay focused on it 100% of the time because people keep passing over it. But your job is to just remember that it's there and to just notice it whenever you can. And so that jewel can be all sorts of things. It could be the breath that you're trying to focus on in meditation. It could be the sensation as you're giving yourself a little massage. It could be when you're in a bath, feeling how pleasurable the warm water is. It could be if you're getting a massage, focusing on wherever the massage therapist is touching. That's the jewel. And so in all of these cases, the jewel is going to be continually obscured by your thoughts. So just like when the jewel is on the street, you can't control the people who are walking over it. All you can control is your awareness of keeping track of the jewel. And so you're trying to stay present with the sensation, and your thoughts are those people. Your thoughts keep passing over and obscuring the sensation, the jewel. And so your job is to notice that happening, and oh well, yeah, there's some thoughts again. They're covering up the jewel for a moment. That's okay. And I'm just going to remember that the jewel's there. And I'm going to try to see it again as soon as I can. And maybe that'll be in a second. Maybe people will be covering it for 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. That's okay. As soon as I kind of feel a clearing, and I can see it again. Oh, it's back. And that's the goal, to just be able to remain with the jewel as often as you can for as long as you can. And recognize that it's impossible for it to always be clear. Except maybe when you get to total enlightenment. But that's a lot of work and probably many years away for all of us. So all of this just comes down to gentleness, slowness, recognizing that with all these things, meditation, mindfulness, self-care, really feeling the present moment, there's no hurry. And the only way to really be present and really feel it, really allow yourself to be exactly as you are, with reality exactly as it is to just approach it gently and softly. So again, you can practice this with just giving yourself a little massage, or you can practice it even with something kind of physical, like a physical, real version of the metaphor. Like you can go stand on a busy street corner if you want and try to pay attention to something on the ground, like a crack in the sidewalk or a rock on the ground, and try to stay focused on that as people are passing by. Or even when you meditate, you can try to focus on a specific thing on the ground, like a dot on the wood or whatever it is, and just try to imagine that is the jewel that you're focusing on. So it could be metaphorical, or it could be a literal thing that you're trying to focus your visual attention on as the thoughts are coming in. So the two tips are try to imagine that it's kind of like underwater, things moving slowly. It's okay if your attention drifts away, and just gently bring it back when you can. And the second thing is to imagine that you're focusing on this precious jewel of attention, of awareness. And it's going to be obscured, but it's okay. It's going to come back when the time is right. All right. Good luck with your practice. And let me know how this goes. If this works for you, if there are any struggles you're facing around it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And have a nourishing day.